Hi, I'm Chris and we are JCD. In this week's episode, I return from holiday to more drainage problems. We put down our first ever podcast episode and we finally get an answer from Peugeot about our broken drainage van. Let's roll the footage. Welcome back to Monday morning and another week of We Are JCD. For those of you that are keen viewers, and as I always say, that should be all of you by now, nearly at 500 subscribers. And the last week's couple of weeks video was manic, to be honest. It done quite good numbers, although people continue to tell me that long format is probably not the best way forward. But hey, what do these people know? So I'm still up near Milton Keynes. I'm still at Centre Parks. Just took all the bikes back. It's my daughter's birthday today, so happy 12th birthday to my eldest daughter, Layla. So we're up here this morning. I'm not going to rush back. Have some food up here. Just taking all the bikes back. God, my backside's killing me from riding them bikes. But it was fun. The kids loved it. So it's morning here. Going to head back in a couple of hours. Not much on today, family day today still. You know, obviously I've had a few phone calls. I was meant to have a survey in London tomorrow. That's been cancelled. That's not going to be happening. I've got a load of quotes to do. I had another school come in. We've got a few jobs on this week, which is good. The boys are busy. Plenty going on this week, full week. First one for a while, to be honest. There's been little bits here and there, but I've just been catching up on periodics and things like that. But they've got a full week of work this week, and it'll be back to normal now. Starting to get, you know, regular jobs in that are all coming round. Some big projects in London, which is good. Some floor cleaning. So yeah, it's a busy day for the lads, which is good. So tomorrow, now that survey's not there, that's helped, to be honest, because I was going to have to go up to London super early, do that survey, and you never know how long they're going to take, to be honest, because it was some rainwater lines. So that's not happening because my customer has pulled the job. So I don't have to go there, which is good. So tomorrow I've got to make sure we've got some bird spiking going on down in Canterbury. We'll do that, make sure that goes okay. And then we have first guest podcast, which will be super exciting. I'm looking forward to taking you guys around that, especially when we get going. We had a fantastic response from posts we put out on LinkedIn about the podcast. So I believe Adam's got around 40-45 guests that he's got to start arranging. So he'll start coordinating all that. I've asked him to do that. So yeah, that'll be interesting, taking you around that all up and down the UK. I mean, we're going to try and get as many as we can to HQ, but you know, some of them are not going to want to come down, which is fine. We can make that work. So yeah, nice chill day today. But I'll catch up with you guys later this afternoon. Good morning, team. Early start today, 6:30. I am down at JCD HQ. I am pleased to report, though, we've had some major roadworks going on the motorway that comes to JCD HQ. And this morning, I've come back from my break to Centre Parks, and that slip road is open. So it makes our journey down to HQ much quicker, which is great. So yeah, I've just got down here, just come to pick up a ladder. We've got to get down to Canterbury because we're going to install some bird spiking, and then we've got plenty of stuff on today. So let's get started. So we've got down to Canterbury. I've forgot my DJI today, so I'm actually filming this on my phone. So apologies if the footage is a bit shaky. I left the SD card. I was just transferring some files to Adam. So I'm down in Canterbury High Street, as you guys can see, and above this doorway, just there, we have put some pigeon spiking because they're getting pigeons nesting at the top, just there. So we've just put a meter along there, hasn't took long. So that wraps up here. I'm going to head back down now. I have got to go down and get the tanker, and then we're heading down to Gun Wharf. So apologies for the footage. I will get my SD card when I get back down to HQ. So we have arrived over in Sissinghurst in Kent, which is through the back end of Tunbridge. Customer that's used this before, domestic customer. They moved property though. They've got a drain apparently that is blocked. So see if we can get this cover up, and then yep, that is blocked. Let's do the normal. Get our tools out and get this one going. Put you safely away from that man. What a catch. there are actually 5 manholes in this particular property, so we're going to go round to the other ones. Sometimes just having the tanker does come in handy, because if I need to, rather than fishing around with a rod to try and get the lie of the land, I've got the tanker, so I can take a little bit of a load out and then see how it's going, see where the land lies. Well, we could keep playing around in a moment. It's going. So we cracked it, it's going, but slowly. Very slowly. Nice. Oh no, you fell off. You fell over. I'm definitely going to be losing this DJI one day down the drain, 100%. Banking on it. So that's all clear. Just running from water through, wash the manholes out. Not sure where this goes, to be honest. Looks like the neighbour has got a mains drain in her garden. Just in the background there, just in front of that bush, there's a main cover. So I reckon that's the mains for the property. But as you can see, the water's flowing through. Gunk in it, that's why we were flushing water through. So that one is done, nice and quick. Took a little bit to find the lie of the land, but we got there. So yeah, that's this one. I'll wash up and then we're on to the next. Always wash your rods, lads, remember. Make sure you keep your rod nice and clean. This vehicle is reversing. I had a feeling about that one. I wasn't happy with how it was draining away. So I said to the lady, oh look, let me just quickly camera it for my own sanity. And there was lots of fat down in the drain line. Glad we cameraed it. So I had to jet it out in the end. But the customer's done. I did notice while I was there, the ground is very, very, very wet, like unusually wet. So I mentioned that to the lady, and she is going to speak to her husband, and they are going to give me a call, because maybe it needs more cammering, because there's a large soakaway at the back that when I lifted the cover it was full, so it tells me it's not draining correctly there. So interesting one, that one. Nice lady. I've been to that customer before, domestic customer. So familiar with her and the lady and her husband Paul. So that wraps up this one. I've got to get back down to Sittingbourne, so we're going to go and do that now, where we've got a quick CCTV survey, and then this afternoon we are filming a podcast. Let's roll. We've just arrived down near JCD HQ. I've actually been to this site before. Don't remember every job, but I'm pretty good at remembering most of them. They wanted us just to come here just to chuck a camera down the line, because they're having some reoccurring issues, and they want to know if it's something structurally to do with the drain, or it's a case of misuse. Given the location, we're at a care home, I suspect it's misuse, but there's only one way to find out, and that's to put a camera down there. So let's get the camera out and have a look.
Some time later.
And just like that, we are back down at JCD HQ. Adam has joined me. We are I got down there a little bit early just to a couple of reasons. Just having an update about how we're going to film our podcast, what order we want guests in and things like that. So we just had a quick catch up there. Give me a bit of time to settle down because I've been out and about, just clear my mind, turn my phone off for a half hour just before our first guest gets here. We'll lock the front door. I've also just got a couple of bits of admin to do. We're going to do that. We're hoping to keep the episodes around the hour mark, give or take, of course, dependent on the content. So that should be our benchmark, hopefully. But of course, if the conversation's flowing and it's interested, we'll keep it going. There's no limit on it, and that's a good thing about podcasts. They can be as short or as long format as you want. Once I've done that, I've got a busy day and rest of the week, to be honest. I have got to go to a restaurant that we service. We do a portfolio of them. This one is in Beaconsfield, which is about an hour and 20-minute drive from me where I am. The problem is, restaurants don't close until late at night, as you can imagine. So I am meeting the current cleaner there at 10 o'clock. There's been some changes to this particular site. I need to have a catch up with him about some conduct, not reporting absences. So I'm going to go and see the guy that's there and have a chat with him about that. And then I'm meeting another cleaner at this particular location because I'm hoping that they're going to be covering this guy's holidays and absence, so we don't get any missed service. So I'll be heading up there with James, but that'll be later this evening. So I'll take you guys around for that. I'll say a bit of a long day today. Doesn't happen that often, but sometimes you just got to put the hours in, and today will be one of those days. We're probably going to be doing a 15 hour day today, but needs must. So I'm going to catch up with some paperwork, get some notes down, and then we're going to get our first podcast episode recorded. We have just finished our first guest. We had, should I say who the guest is, Adam, on this? Yeah. I had a business associate, business friend of mine, Jack Gaisford, who is the managing director and founder of V21.
This is a huge question. I just cried. Camera. I didn't know what to do.
And there are days where I have to get out of the clothes I'm wearing and I have to go and unblock shit.
The drawing of Sonic the Hedgehog is going to generate this business £1 million. Why are you charging £10 an hour? I don't really know what I'm doing a lot of the time. I'm just sort of going with the flow. I think we had maybe 25 clients at the time. In the space of 24 hours, we went to one. I think it's the world that we're going to live in. I think you'll live in homes that are completely automated. I came into school one day and I had had photos of myself playing Minecraft plastered around all the hallways at school.
The reason I chose Jack as the first guest, one, he's got a wealth of knowledge in the social space, video production and marketing. The main reason is because I know him on a personal level. So when he got here, he'd actually had quite a bad day, and he said to me outside, can we grab coffee for 5 minutes? I just need to sort of decompress. And that's why I got down the office early, because I certainly understand the need to do that. Sometimes, even when I get home at night, I will sit in the car for 10 minutes for that exact reason, just to decompress and just sort of let everything go out your mind so that you don't take it in or let it affect what you're going to do next. So I had a catch up with him, but the reason I had him is I know him personally and the conversation flowed a little bit better. It went well, didn't it, Adam?
Very.
Adam's happy with it, I'm happy with it. It felt really short, to be honest. Adam asked me and Jack how long we felt it was, and I would have said about 30-40 minutes, but it was just over an hour, which is where we want to be. That's the sweet spot for that. So that wraps up the podcast for today. We're going to start getting some guests on that. We're all set up, we all know what we need to do, and it's all a learning curve, but one that we are looking forward to taking you guys on the journey of. That wraps up everything we've got to do here. The day is not over. Content was lacking yesterday, or not lacking, it was just short because I was away at Centre Parks, but I've got an action-packed day for you today. The time is now 6:01. I certainly won't be finished before 12 o'clock today. We've got to go to a restaurant of ours in Beaconsfield. We're going to head up there after this. Adam's going to get off. I'm going to do some work at HQ. I'll probably head home for an hour or so, say hello to the children, and then we are going to head up to Beaconsfield. What's happening, guys? It's now 10:05. I am all the way up in Beaconsfield. So it's around an hour and a half. It's about 70 odd miles away from JCD HQ. I'm up here to meet the cleaning team at one of our contract. Just going to have a catch up with them, just check everything's okay, and I also have some cover staff starting at this particular contract. and we are also installing our telephony solution so that our staff will clock in and out via telephone rather than on a piece of paper, and that way we can be more proactive when people don't report in, because some people just think it's, you know, they're sick for whatever reason, they forget to call, or some people just don't call, and it just puts us in a bit of a spot with customers when we don't know about it. So it's about time we got that implemented, and the time that will then also generate our payroll, so just makes things a little bit easier. So I've just got here, we're waiting for the cleaner to turn up, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, and then hopefully I will be home by about 12:30. A few bits to do in the morning, a couple of bits of drainage, and then yeah, busy day. So long day today, but enjoyable. Sometimes you've got to put these long days in, it's just part and parcel, but yeah, productive day. So we'll wait for the cleaner and we'll have a look around. Alright, cool. Yeah. So we just met with the current cleaner here. I've also shown our cover cleaner around. All is well in the hood. I mean, to be fair, it's clean. It's the contract's clean, so which is good, which is the result we wanted. You know, you're gonna get little niggles on these contracts, but on the scheme of things, the contract's clean. I spoke to the manager, she's happy. We've got cover ready for the holiday, although this site is particularly left field compared to the rest of our portfolio, but we've got it covered. We've got it covered, and that's the main thing in a difficult market. So long day today. The time is now nearly 11 o'clock. By the time I get back, it will be around 12:30. So long day today, but a productive day. Back on the drainage in the morning, a couple of little bits and pieces. Little update about Peugeot. We are nearly there with that. We gave them everything they need, so we should have our van back hopefully within 4 weeks, and then we will have our first drainage employee, and I can go back to managing our businesses. So yeah, good day. Sleep tight. I'll see you in a few hours. What's happening, team? Wednesday morning. Only feels a few hours ago that we went to bed, but we're back up. It's early. 6:30. Had a customer call me. They actually called me on the way home last night. But they got a block drain in their back garden. Local to the office. So we're going to get this done. I've got this one, and then I've got a private appointment, and then we've got another 2 drainage jobs to do, and that should be it. I'm hoping to wrap the drainage up relatively early today because I've got some quotes that I need to get done. So let's go in this garden, get this guy flowing again. This one's all clear now. Just a soft blockage in the neighbouring property, but we've got it done. We've just arrived at our second job of the day. This is down in Chatham in Kent, a council building actually. They have got some concrete in one of the lines downstairs because they have had some refurbishment work. We always say on the channel, why these builders put stuff down the drain lines is beyond me. But anyway, let's get downstairs, see what's going on, and get these guys back flowing. So we have just finished downstairs at that particular job. We cored all the pipes out and they look a lot better. They're old cast iron pipes there. They have got some plastic going into it, but the bottom parts are cast and they get scaled up relatively easily. So we've cored them out. There is a bit that I wasn't quite happy with, but really I need to get to it from a manhole. But this manhole looks like it's never been up. I did try to get it up and I felt like I was going to break the tile, so I've left that. I'll speak to the customer, see what they want to do. Might be one of those ones we just monitor going forward. We'll monitor it, and then if it causes an issue, then we'll have to take that manhole up, and then we'll have to get a new one put down and reset it. So it's a little bit more expensive, but they'll monitor it. So I've got next one I've got to go to is over relatively local, another 10-15 minutes away. They're having pest problems. they think it might be drain related, but I've been to this site on a couple of occasions now, and I know it's not drain related, it's cleaning related, because this is a in-house delivered cleaning contract for a busy leisure centre, and they just don't have a stringent cleaning regime that enough for what the volume they have through, so they're getting drain flies. So I'm gonna run there, have a little look, put some stuff down there, try and give it a good clean out for them, and then yeah, that wraps up the drainage for today, and then I'll have a catch up with you then. But let's head over to Strood. We've just arrived at our leisure centre. It's poolside. The issue, say, I've been here before, so I think that because they think of drain flies, they think it's a drainage issue. But as I say, this is more of a cleanliness issue. So we'll go in, have a look, and then we'll see how the land lies. We've just finished up at the sports centre. I've had a chat with the manager. I say I've just cleaned the area down. They're fortunate enough, they've got a very hot tap there, and what they need to be doing, drain flies, they thrive in areas where there's sludge and general dirt. That's why they come out of the drains, because it's nice and warm. There's lots of debris that sits in the line, stagnant water stays in the line. What they need to be doing is have a real good cleaning regime, using some bleach or something like that for a couple of days, and preferably overnight, because what happens is you put the chemicals down there, and then loads of people use the showers, so it just washes the chemical away, and it's just sit down there for a little bit. So I'll give them some advice about their cleaning regime and see what they fit and see what they reckon. And say most people think because it's got drain in the word, it's an issue with the drains, and it technically is, but there's a wider issue at play. I could jet that out, and potentially you could have them back there. So that line's been jetted out a couple of times before. So that wraps up everything for drainage today. I've got a shit ton of quotes to do. I'm behind. I'd go as far as saying I'm a little bit behind, which is not somewhere we like to be at JCD. So I'm going to head back home now. I've got to meet a business associate this evening, 5 o'clock, and I'm also going to head to one of our schools just to check how things are going over there. So yeah, jump back in the tanker, and I'm going to head home, get changed, get some paperwork done. So I have been at home as planned all afternoon, and I've had a couple of drainage call outs, to be honest. I'm heading to a school, but I thought I'd just nip out and do these drainage jobs, because otherwise I'm going to have to do them tomorrow, and I've already got a really busy day. So there's got a domestic one here, and then I have a school. I might be chancing my arm with the school. I'm hoping that someone's there. If not, I'm going to have to be up early again and do it at 6 in the morning. So we just got here. It's local to HQ, actually, out the way of where I was going, but I thought I'd nip and get this one done. Hopefully it's nice and quick. So let's go give the customer a knock. So we've had a block manhole here. You can see spill out in the garden. We'll clean that up. It's all clear now. Clear and free flowing. Hopefully. Bingo. Perfect. Guys just flushed all the toilets through, so they're looking good. Little clean up, and then we will move on to the next one. And we are now just across the road, school. We've worked at this school before on a couple of blockages. Guys told me where the manhole is. As you can see, she is full. So, you know the drill. Let's get our tools out, get this one free flowing. She's gone, baby. It's clear. Good old rod need a rod. The toilet's flushed. Flush one. There it goes. Bingo. But I just want to check this one for you. Nope, see, lucky I checked. There's our blockage. Look, tissue. Yeah, look, it's blocked here though. We've lifted this manhole as well, and luckily, this is why we always check that there's a ball of tissue and what have you, and this manhole was actually still blocked. This is the feed that we just cleared, and it runs back through the building. It's all clear now. I'm going to get the guy to just flush a few toilets, make sure that they're all throwing okay, and then we're going to head over to our own school where we do cleaning. She's heavy, this one. Yeah, it's heavy cover, that one. Chancellor, I'm there. I was meant to be here early in the morning, but I thought, well, you know what? Caretakers usually work pretty late into the evening, usually about 6ish, and I was right. So that paid off, so we don't have to get up here and early, because we was going to come here at 6 o'clock in the morning, but I reckon we would have struggled for daylight. I mean, it's nearly dark now, to be honest. So, right, that's that one done. I'm going to head over to see Sharon and some new starters at one of our schools. Let's go. We're back home at Chris Guilfoyle HQ, not JCD HQ. Didn't have to go to the school in the end. Sharon was there. We've got some new starters there, so that was good. We've now got 5 staff over there. We've had a few staffing issues at this particular contract, but they are well on their way to resolution. Another long day. That's it for, what's the day? Wednesday. It's Wednesday. She's not much help, is she? When I shout Adam, he tells me what day it is. It's Wednesday. Thank you. Wednesday. The wife says it's Wednesday, it means it's Wednesday. Long day. I haven't got to get up early tomorrow because we managed to get to our school, which is good, but a couple of drainage jobs to do tomorrow, an important client meeting, and then I'm going to catch up on more quotes. Thanks for checking in Wednesday. Make sure you're here bright and early, and I'll see you in the morning. Is dinner ready? What's happening, team? Thursday. Been out already this morning, went to a contract over in Sittingbourne, had to catch up with the manager that we've got there, have a customer meeting. I had a little walk round, I got there a bit early. Adam, we'll put some little footage over here, a little B-roll that I took this morning of some of the stuff. Got a heavy manufacturing plant, this one, so was over there, had a walk around. Yeah, it was okay, a few bits and pieces, but they're always going to be on a site this size. You know, big contract, mid 6 figures per year. Have to pop in these places just to make sure if it's going okay, which it is. So, but I'm back there for a customer meeting tomorrow as well. So, yeah, I'll be popping my head in there in the morning. Today, the rest of the day, what's the time? Time check. It's 11 now. I've got a couple of drainage jobs to do, which hopefully shouldn't take me too long because they're nice and local. And then we are going to have a catch up in the office, get some quotes done, and then that will wrap up Thursday. So I'm moving now. I'm going to turn you off. Let's go. Just arrived at our first job down in Maidstone in Kent, which is nice and local to us. Nosy around, check all the drain covers, and try and find our blockage. Oh, I found the blockage. Didn't have to look very hard. See if you can see what gives it away. Alright, so we know what we're up against. Let's see if we can get it clear. So we've got this one, feeds into this one, toothbrush there, razor. So it comes down to this one, which is clear, so we know the blockage is between there and here. So this one's done. Probably a quicker list to tell you what's not in here. Knickers, wipes, sanitary wear, loads of other stuff. But anyway, this one's done, messy one, tidy up, and then we're going to get to the next. Oh, that last job was really messy. Obviously, because it's a drainage job. Shit everywhere. It's an assisted living site with real thick stuff. I just got to my next job, and it looks like, hello mate. It looks like I found one, doesn't it?
Well, you found one, brother.
Christ. What you done?
He was going to get some fish.
What you done?
I didn't do so all, mate. I'm too old to do anything. Over the last year,
Yeah.
I've kept on and on and on it.
Yeah.
Because when it persistently rains,
Rains.
it comes down there,
Yeah.
it's that. After about 2 minutes pouring over rain,
Pisses out of there.
it decides to stop, and then it runs. And it's absolutely cascades. You can't walk along it. This is like a river.
Underwater.
Every time it
So
rains.
it's nothing to do with your toilets or anything like that.
No,
Toilets fine.
it's
It's your stormwater.
Yeah. So now,
Got it.
whoever they was on Monday,
Yeah, go on.
came and dug that hole out, and all of a sudden,
There's a hole under there, is there?
under the fair. Yeah, that's full of water.
Right.
Now, see all that?
Yeah.
That's out that hole, mate.
Alright, okay.
So
All right.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on under there.
I will find out for you, my friend, that's for sure. Gentleman's met me. There's a problem here. There's something to do with the rainwater. So I'm going to move the van around the other side. Might have to tanker some of it out, and then I'm going to have to survey it. But there is definitely a major issue here because there is water everywhere. Mainly, it's nothing to do with foul. It's all rainwater. But the man definitely has an issue, as you can see. Nothing we're going to be doing with that particular job. I come here because they said that they think there's some roots in the line, but I got here, there's a gigantic hole in this communal garden space you can see behind me. He said the contractor come out to try and do the pipe Monday, and they said what they were going to do is dig down to try and find where it connects. They were digging down, they've obviously hit water mains. You know, it happens, but they said, oh, they don't know what the problem is, so it must be leaking out the pipe, and they've left. But you can see it's still flowing, so they've hit a mains pipe. I wouldn't just say, you know, they've left it, and apparently this was Monday. I mean, bearing in mind it's Thursday now, so nothing I can do while I'm there. We have replaced water main pipes before for this particular customer, so that's an option. But yeah, I think they're going to try and call the waterfalls, but I believe this is a housing association provider, and I think there'll be a bit of an argument ensuing there that Southern Water will say it's not theirs. So yeah, we'll see. So that one's done. That wraps up all the drainage for today. I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. I'm going to head home, get changed, and catch up with some paperwork. Just got back home. Spent the rest of the afternoon, come home, had a quick shower because them two jobs were messy jobs, not a little bit wet with them both. So I've done them two jobs, and then I went to one of our schools, met the team over there. We've got some new starters at one of our schools. I had an issue with staff leaving early. When I say early, it wasn't like 10-15 minutes, they were leaving substantially early, and there's a reflection, the standards wasn't that good, so we've had to do a little changeover of staff there. So got the new starters there, they're getting on very well, so I gave them a hand, because I always do when I go to these contracts. I don't turn up in a suit and just wander around and, you know, say hello and do a PR piece and leave. When I go there, you know, I just can't help it. When I'm with the staff, I get stuck in and always help out, so I empty all the bins, help with some of the desks, etc. So I've just got back home, it's about 7 o'clock. Tomorrow, relatively quiet day at the moment, no drainage in. I've had a bit of a headache from Peugeot, but I'll update with you guys about that tomorrow. I'm debating what way I'll go with that, to be fair. So yeah, a productive day again. That wraps up Thursday, last day of the week. Yes team, Friday afternoon. Been a bit of a stressful day today. Had Peugeot call me about the van, still having grief with the drainage van. They called me today saying that they're not going to help us out because the mechanic that we use is not VAT registered. So I'll be honest with you, you've obviously got to try and control your emotions in business, but I absolutely lost my shit with this guy. I said, okay, can you send me the VAT numbers of all the people that work for you as a mechanic at your store, which he can't do. Just ludicrous, just looking for any excuse. They then called me back that afternoon, and then we got a bit of a resolution. So it's looking like they're going to contribute half towards the van, which is a bit of a plus. I had another call from a disgruntled customer for grey water drainage, which also didn't make for a good afternoon. And then I tried to pay a check-in for our bank that says it needs to go to the post office. I went to 3 post office and none of them would take this check. So it's been a bit of a frustrating Friday afternoon, to be honest. But on the positive side, the rest of the week has been a good week. We've had a nice productive week. We've got lots done, productive meetings with staff and customers. So yeah, I'm pleased how it's gone. Some long days this week, but sometimes you've got to muck in and make that happen. Next week at the moment is relatively quiet. I've got some site surveys to do. I've got a couple of meetings with potential new business partners, new people working with us as a business. So that's going to be quite good. Got a big window cleaning project that we're going to look at on Tuesday. So there's plenty going on next week. A productive week. So yeah, really enjoyed this week. I've been for a run and just had an ice bath. I'm trying to do these. They are hard work, to be honest. But I've done the first one today and it was interesting, to say the least. But we'll try and keep that up. And when I get a little bit better at them and I'm not like a girl screaming, I might film one of them for your entertainment. So yeah, positive week. Enjoyed this week. So that wraps up this week's episode. Make sure you check in next week. Like and subscribe for me, guys. And we'll catch you in next week's episode.